Welcome back to the 2020 Canadian International Auto Show. This year we're doing something a little different. We're telling you guys about the top 5 must-see cars at the auto show. We have car enthusiast cars, we have the most expensive car, we have Canadian built cars. Well, stay tuned guys and let's go have a look. Now this car might look a little familiar. This car in fact we test drove a few years back, but now I'm happy to introduce to you the 2020 John Coope Works GP, one of the hottest hatches to ever be unveiled by Mini. We're fortunate enough to actually see them in Canada because there's only 3,000 units unveiled worldwide, and luckily in Canada we have 59 units. Now this car is particularly on the high end of price at $51,990, but the quality show the point of the price. This car was initially unveiled at the LA Auto Show, but now we're happy to unveil it here in Canada. This car has a turbocharged 2-liter inline-4 engine, 302 horsepower, pushing 332 pound-feet of torque. It does 0 to 100 kilometers in 5.1 seconds. Now this car does have a fashion statement. What I really like about most are these crazy fenders. These fenders are made from recycled carbon fiber. Also, this wing is pretty unique. It's pretty big, it's pretty loud, but who knows how much downforce it actually produces. Now if you see over here, this divot on the wing is nothing for aerodynamic scientific purpose at all. It's simply mechanical and to help accommodate the antenna over here when the trunk is lifted. But in my opinion, it's pretty boring because it looks like a regular Mini Cooper. Nothing crazy about it, no GP badges where the driver can see. But until you look back and see that strut bar with the GP logo, you then know you're in a proper JCW. We are now at the second stop of our top 5 must-see cars at the auto show. Right behind me is the RS6 Avant. Now this car is very special because it's the first generation to ever touch the Canadian market. Now credit to Doug DeMuro where he states, why do car enthusiasts love station wagons? Well, reason being is because this is where performance meets practicality. As you can see, it's a high-performing car with the space to accommodate a family. Now also, car enthusiasts love rare cars. Station wagons, you barely see them. So that's why car enthusiasts get very excited when they see something like this. Now, some specs about this car is that it does have shy of 600 horsepower, does 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. It also has a 4-liter V8 with a mild 48-volt hybrid system. This car, of course, has the traditional Quattro system equipped with an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now this RS6 Avant is a little confusing. I don't know if it's intended to be a family car. I don't know if it's intended to be a sports car. Nonetheless, it can definitely do both. As you can see, there's enough room, space, and capabilities to accommodate a family. On top of that, it's very aggressive. It has huge brakes, fast engine, and very sports looking like to definitely compete with its competitors. Now, what I personally love about this car in particular is this paint. It's a nice purple paint. Looks navy at some angles, looks black at some angles. Regardless, I think it's amazing, especially the aggressive designs, very triangular designs. Now, the lines of the car, of course, are very, very aerodynamic. It looks intimidating from some points, but I think I personally like it. On top of that, we get a lot of complaints in Canada specifically that there's not enough station wagons, there's not enough wagons for the car enthusiasts. Now, if you guys do not want these station wagons to disappear from the Canadian market, there's one simple solution. You just have to keep buying them. If you're not going to buy them, the manufacturers aren't going to bring them here. So, simple solution. You want to see station wagons, you're going to have to buy them. We are now at my favorite stop at the Canadian International Auto Show, and this is definitely one of the top 5 that you have to see. This right here is the Mclaren Senna Can-Am. Now this car is only made for the Canadian market, and there's only 3 made. And on top of that, this car has a lot of history. This was actually paying tribute to Bruce McLaren's winning championship in 1969 in the Can-Am. And on top of that, it might look a little familiar in the color-wise because this color is the same color that was used in the McLaren logo, as well as Bruce McLaren's winning car in the Can-Am, the M8B. 16.1 million dollars. That's how much this car is worth. Let me introduce to you the Bugatti La Voiture Noire, which means the black car. This car is pushing over 1,500 horsepower and also has great heritage. This is actually the modern reinterpretation of the Bugatti Type 57, the same one Ralph Lauren owns, who was offered almost $100 million for his. Now, of course, there's a lot of rumors who owns the car, but no one really knows who. People say it's Cristiano Ronaldo. They say it could be that famous Instagrammer B14. But all I can ask you is, if you know, drop it down in the comments and let me know, would you buy this car if you had that money? We're here right now at our final stop at the Canadian International Auto Show for the top 5 must-see cars. And right behind me is the FELINO CB7R. And I'm proud to tell you that this is a Canadian car that was built and conceived in Montreal. Now, this car is a bit expensive. It's starting at $360,000, but it does compete with its competitors, such as the Ferrari 488 as well as Lamborghini Huracan. This car has around 700 horsepower and does 0 to 100 kilometers in around 2.9 seconds. So this car does have the performance and is meant to provide the raw driving experience from Formula cars paired with the body kit, so it's road legal. So I'm here with Antoine Bessette. Thank you for joining us, Antoine.
Thank you.
This is the founder, the owner of FELINO, which is this car over here, the CB7R. Antoine, can you just run us through this car and the inspiration of what made you want to build it?
Actually, I'm a former race car driver myself, so I've been in the racing industry for a long time. So pushing the limit, I always love. Pushing the machine, pushing the human, and it pushed me to do a supercar. Coming from Canada, we have 5 cars like that that we developed with.
Okay.
We built only 10 of those for the customers. And after that, we changed model. It's a 700 horsepower beast, 2,500 pound. It's very quick. Everything is tailor-made for the customer, from the seat that's custom built for him, to if he wants to go more on the track or on the road. So suspension is going to be different, the brakes, the gearing even. So
must be hard not to speed on the road in this car, but I could definitely see your racing heritage from this car with the bucket seats, the detachable steering wheel. I also raced myself. Could you tell me some racing history that you've been a part of?
Mainly drive Formula cars. So when I was in Europe, it was Formula 3 mainly. I went back in the US to do Formula Renault V6 in Europe. From the Atlantic over here, I even had the chance to win Most Indy in 2005 over here. Did the Rolex series also, and the Daytona prototype cars. Those kind of driving.
So you're definitely well experienced. That's just great. Now, it's very unusual when a Canadian tries to always build a supercar. I know there's a previous company in the past that attempted. What are you going to try doing that's differently to try and help ensure your success?
I'll do it my way.
Right.
I mean, that's what we're pushing since the beginning. We're creating our own chassis. We're creating a lot of gears in the car, suspension, stuff like that.
Right.
So it's our own little recipe. So we'll see.
We look forward to seeing that.
For now, it's going very well. So
for sure. Yeah. Well, right now we're definitely proud to see another Canadian car entering the supercar market, competing with one of the greats like Ferraris and Lamborghinis. So let's see, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. This wraps up the 2020 Canadian International Auto Show. Now, my favorite car out of all the top 5 must-sees was the Mclaren Senna Can-Am. But let me know your favorite car in the comments below. See you guys next time.